Recently, in the news, there's been a lot of people complaining that a certain sports team has picked a male cheerleader. You might have seen this. Yeah. And you know exactly the type of people who are complaining about this. You know, those type of people. Yeah. A lot of people are complaining. A lot of certain, idiots are complaining about this, that they've picked a male cheerleader. But yeah. Anyways, that kind of inspired me to talk about my own experience, my own story. The time I wanted to be a cheerleader in elementary school. Yeah. You see, when I was younger in elementary school, I was a lot skinnier and slimmer, definitely. Way more flexible. I was really oddly flexible. And I also loved doing more athletic kind of stuff. Like cartwheels, handstands, somersaults, doing backflips and front flips and stuff. I love that sort of thing. I love doing those. They were always so fun to do. I could even do a one-handed handstand. I thought that was kind of cool and impressive to do. Anyways, yeah, I love that sort of thing. And I also watched Bring It On and loved that movie, the cheerleading movie. Yeah. I was a big fan of that movie, and I thought it looked really fun to do, cheerleading. So, yeah. So I wanted to do the same, and I also seen that the fact that there's, you know, boy cheerleaders as well, male cheerleaders as well in that movie. So I thought, anyone could do it. Boy, girl, it doesn't matter. Anyone could be a cheerleader if they wanted to. You know, and if they actually, did the stuff and everything, anyone could be a cheerleader. So I wanted to be one. So I waited till tryouts at my school, at my elementary school, and I went. But I instantly got shot down. I didn't even get a chance to try out and show them what I could do. Nope. And you want to know why? Because I was a boy. That's it. Nothing else. Like, I would have accepted if they said, "Hey, you're not very skilled at this," or "You don't really have enough skill to, be a cheerleader," or whatever, or "You need more practice," or whatever. I would have accepted something like that. But no. I couldn't be a cheerleader because I'm a boy. And I remember exactly what that lady said. Boys can't be cheerleaders. Sorry. I was hurt, crushed. My hopes and dreams or whatever about being a cheerleader, or being the first male cheerleader at our school, or boy cheerleader at our school, were crushed, And it sucked. It really sucked. And I honestly hate when stuff like that happens. I've always hated when that happens, when people tell you you can't do something just because of what gender you are. Like the whole cheerleader thing. You can't be a cheerleader if you're a guy, you're a boy. Or something more simple like men don't wear pink. You know, real men don't wear pink. Blah blah blah. That'll chestnut. But yeah, that kind of shit always pissed me off for years, and I always hate it. And it seems like even with how more, you know, progressive we're actually getting in the world, sometimes it doesn't seem like it in that regard. Sometimes there's always going to be these backward thinking idiots who think that, you know, you can't do certain things just because of whatever gender you are. Can't be a cheerleader if you're a guy. Can't wear pink if you're a man. You know. Can't have a full time working job if you're a woman or whatever. Can't wear pants if you're a woman or whatever. It's just that kind of shit just always pissed me off, and I hate it. But yeah, and I wish more people would just be more accepting and like progressive. But sadly, it seems like a lot of people still aren't, and it sucks. Yeah.